Alright guys, we are back with another one! Woohoo! So this downstairs part of this house actually took us a couple days to do. This is the first day that we spent on it. It wasn't actually even me who went down there. It was actually Kenzie who went down there. And her goal was to organize everything the best that she could so that when we did come back, it was going to take us less time. And believe me, I am so happy that she did this because it did help us a lot. Every corner that we looked in, there was something. So being able to actually take the time to organize it before coming back here was such a fantastic idea. We didn't plan this. This was a part of our first trip there. But it ended up being that way, and I will forever be grateful that she decided to take this on herself. You can see me hop in the clip a couple times here and there to help her. Maybe not that time right there, but it does happen. But she's a champ for doing all of this for us because, yes, like I said, it really did help us in the end. Just organizing this downstairs and picking up what garbage she could find, putting toys where they sort of belonged, picking up those teddy bears. Like, there were so many teddy bears. And also being able to clean the floor up a little bit. This took her 2 hours alone, and it barely looks like there had been a dent. But yeah, she did spend quite a bit of time pre-organizing it for us. I honestly have no idea how things would have turned out had she not thought of this idea. Had we known how long this was actually going to take us, I think having not done this would have been not a headache, but very overwhelming. Because even coming in the second time, it felt a little overwhelming. But thanks to her, this is what it looked like, and that's what we got to walk into. So this is day 2, where we started with pre-organized stuff. It was still pretty messy, but we were feeling grateful that Kenzie had took the initiative to actually organize it for us. So we actually ended up having to go through each and every box and container, toy box, Tupperware container, bins, everything and anything, because there was such a mixture of items in these areas. Because there were children living in this home, we wanted to make sure that these kids had access to their books. So we actually wiped this down, and every book that we found, we did end up putting in here. I found books in the toy box, in those bins, on the floor, under the couch. We even found some books underneath the staircase that were in still good condition, but most of the stuff that we found underneath there had actually been covered in cat urine. So most of it we had to throw away, but we tried to salvage what we could. And when it comes to cat urine, that's something that's really hard to get out. So most times it's best just to throw it out. So I think this is a really good time to start sharing a little bit about this family that lives here. It's a mom that is single and taking care of 4 children. On top of being a single mom, having 4 children to care for, she's also working full-time, and she's also a full-time student. What made Kenzie and I such a perfect match for helping this family is that Kenzie is a mother of 3 children, and I've also been in school. So just the insight from her perspective and my perspective, I think our hearts really felt for her and how busy she actually is in her day-to-day life. We also believe that children should have that safety and security in their home, and being able to freely roam and play and have an area where they can play and where they can hang out with their friends, and just to feel that comfort within their home. So seeing this home in this condition, we instantly were like, okay, we have to free up our schedule so that we could give the children a clean space to play and hang out in. The mom had also told us that she had family that was living there previous to her, and it was a quick move out and move in. So this means that walls had never been cleaned, windows had never been cleaned, the floors were never deep cleaned. Also, there were things that were left behind during that move that weren't even hers. So now you have a situation where you're moving into a home that's already kind of messy and you're busy and things just start to slip through your fingertips. Okay, let's just take a second to appreciate this little clip that we got. Now, this desk wasn't heavy whatsoever. It was actually really, really light. But the angle that Kenzie ended up having was very awkward. And she struggled to get it up just those last 2 stairs. And heave! Couldn't get it up. And here I am, I'm laughing on the other end. And that's not helping her situation at all. But thankfully, her muscles did engage and she was able to get it up 1 stair at a time. I shouldn't sit here and make fun of my best friend, but what are best friends for? But to sit there and laugh at you as you struggle. I mean, come on, what are besties for? Once we got it up, it was just smooth sailing from there, thankfully because it had the wheels. So believe it or not, for us, we didn't find that the cleaning was all that hard just because we already enjoy cleaning and organizing and helping people. Our client was also really awesome in the fact that she's like, hey guys, if it looks like garbage, throw it out. Now, the hardest part about this clean was actually rearranging everything down here in a way that the kids had access to it all. So we didn't want things sitting in front of each other, of course. We also want to make sure that the toys were all in one area, as well as having that bookshelf and the bench near each other so that the kids did have that opportunity to sit down and read when they wanted to. Again, it all came down to making that safe, comfortable space for those children. And let me tell you, it's so nice to have 2 different perspectives, because there were a couple times where I'm like, I don't know what to do or how we should do this, and Kenzie would pipe up or vice versa, and it was really nice to have both of us doing it. So for privacy reasons, I did clip out the little girl coming downstairs, but I did sit down once we got the bench in and I showed her how it was all set up and she was all for it. And here is the finished product. If you did make it to the end and you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Happy cleaning, friends!